Okay, in this video I'm going to show you how to download the pseudosonic videos and play those using a PC. Previously we had an example video that showed how to do this in Mac. We seem to have a little bit more Mac users that needed a little bit more guidance, but I'm going to go ahead and do one for PC as well. So here's an example of an email you're going to get after you make your purchase. This one's for the Quark Trinity. A little bit of information there about the WinZip utility, and then the link to the YouTube video shows you how to download these and what to play these with. And then it also mentions the VLC Media Player, which is free, and so this is a third-party player that will play the videos. And the reason we recommend the VLC Player is because it has all the proper codecs. There's some other players like QuickTime or Windows Media Player that do not have all of the codecs, and sometimes if you're playing a compressed video that doesn't have the correct codecs, it'll seem choppy. The playback may stutter or something like that. It's a very common symptom of not having the proper codecs. So you can right click on the links to download, and by the way, these are multiple videos are in each zip file. So a zip file is just a compression utility or archive of multiple files into a zipped folder or a compressed folder. And these are quite large. The Trinity videos are not large in file size, but some of our other lessons like the MoDX or the montage, those are filmed in 4K, so those downloads are around a gig each in file size. So these Trinity ones are a little bit smaller, so it'll make the video go quicker. So just go ahead and click the link, and then you'll see at the bottom of your browser that it's downloading. So I think these are around maybe 50 megabytes or 100 megabytes, somewhere around in there. They're not that large. So if you're on a broadband connection, these should download pretty quickly. If you click show all, you can, in Windows here, I'm using Google Chrome as the browser. And you can see I'm on somewhat of a slow Wi-Fi connection here, 360, 400 kilobytes a second, somewhere around in there. So if you have a faster connection, this almost might be instantaneous. So a lot of people have broadband, they have cable internet, but then their Wi-Fi speed is slow depending on where you're at in your house. It's a very common problem. And then also if you are purchasing one of the videos like the montage or something that's filmed in 4K and you're trying to download a gig, well, if you're downloading at 12 kilobytes a second, it may take you a really long time. It may take 15 minutes just to download one of the videos. So just be aware of that. And a lot of people, they don't quite understand how large some of these files are. So they'll just click it and not see what's happening, and then they'll click another one and not see what's happening, and click another one, and they don't realize that it's taken that long. And also, it's better if you download one at a time. If you click on 4 or 5 different files that are a gig each, instead of it taking 15 minutes to download one of the files, it may take you an hour and a half to download all 4 files. So you got to be really careful about that. Now, of course, if there's a problem, if you get a 404 error or the links don't seem to be working, that's when you may contact us and we could kind of help troubleshoot it. Most of the time, I have a link that's incorrect, or it could be a problem with the server or something like that, but we'll help you through it. And if you still have problems, you can call. We'll just verify your purchase, and I can help you troubleshoot downloading and playing these over the phone. So we'll go to any means necessary to make sure that you're able to download and play the videos. So we'll give this just a few more seconds I believe it is maybe around 200 megabytes. So just a little bit more here. So I'll tell you a little bit about the VLC media player while this is downloading. Okay, so it just finished. We'll get to the VLC player in just a second. So you can click on Show in Folder, or you can click on your Windows Explorer icon and navigate to the download folder, or you can click on the Start menu and then click on File Explorer and move this up here so we can navigate to it, and then just simply click on the Downloads folder. You'll also see it over here in the Quick Access area. And so there you can see the zip archive. And I believe, so I have, if you see this icon here, I actually have WinRAR. It's a software that unzips archives. And if you don't have that, I believe Windows 10 automatically has an unarchive or an unzipping utility built in, as does Mac. So anyway, when you see the archive, you double click on it and it'll open it. So let's double click on this one, and this is popping up with my evaluation version of WinRAR, and just click on Extract To and click OK, and it's just going to unzip this folder, and then it's going to place that folder in the same location as where the zip file was. So you'll see this folder named the same thing as the zip file. So then when you double click on this, you'll see the video files inside there, and they may not appear like thumbnails. You can see this is thumbnails of the video. They also may not be .avi format. They may be .flv format. They may be .mov format, which is QuickTime. They may be .mp4 format, which is MPEG format. So depending on which format they are, when you double click on it, Windows Media Player may try to open it, and then Windows Media Player may or may not be able to play it properly. In this case, the AVIs will play with Windows Media Player. So if you just double click on it, you'll see Windows Media Player pop up. But if we right click on these, you can also choose to open these with another software, and you can see I have VLC Media Player installed. So click on this there. You can see it opened it up. So let me show you how to get the VLC Media Player. And this is pretty important because most of our file formats are not AVI anymore. They're MPEG, and they're compressed with the DivX codec or some type of random codec that Windows Media Player may not have. So you can see here there's a link to videoland.org, which is the software company that makes VLC Media Player. You can also just go to Google and just search VLC Media Player. And then of course just click on the link, and then you can download the VLC player. Now the good thing about it is that it comes in different formats, but the browser detects which format you need because browsers have plugins that can do that. So it knows I'm on Windows 10, and then if you don't see the download pop up, you can click on the click here link, and you can see it's much smaller. It's only 40 megabytes. So it's an exe. So an exe, once you click on that, it will install. That's the Windows installer file extension. But if you have a software like Windows Bitdefender or McAfee virus software, sometimes it'll give you a warning and say that you should not trust this, that it's risky. But if you're downloading it from the videoland.org website, then you're downloading the legit software for VLC. So let's click on it, And it says, do you want to allow this app to make changes? Click yes, click next, and then it says VLC is already installed, so it gives me an add or remove. If you have an older version of VLC, it'll say upgrade, and if you don't have VLC installed at all, it'll just allow you to install it on your computer. So you just click next a bunch of times until you install it. I'm just going to cancel out of this because I've already got the latest version installed. So then, of course, once you have it installed and then you're looking at the folder where those are at, simply right click and then open with the VLC media player.